Hey, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Chastity. Here we talk about beauty, entertainment, celebrities, books, movies, animes, and kind of anything else that garners my attention this week. And today we're going to be talking about the shit show surrounding Colin Kaepernick and the cover art for his Abolish Police movement. A few days ago, Colin Kaepernick took social media to post the cover art for his police abolishment movement. Now, black women were not having it. They did not like the fact that the woman shown on the cover was a dark-skinned black woman with short 4C hair, and they had an issue because one, Colin Kaepernick's mother is not black, and he's also not dating a fully black woman. And it's so interesting that men in spaces like him very rarely are married to black women, and a lot of times are not fully black themselves, and they never depict those women in their art when it comes to fighting on the front lines and defending black men and blackness. It is always dark-skinned black women in particular shown on the front lines. I'm going to read you some of the comments under this post. One woman said, "Don't use black women as mascots for your cause. You're putting a target on our backs. Change the cover, please." Another person said, "Take the dark-skinned woman off. We are not political mules. As a dark-skinned black woman, I object to being made the face of abolishing the police. Colin Kaepernick did not ask for permission to use our image. Rethink the book cover. Ask yourself why. If you don't find anything wrong, I feel sorry for you." And so on and so forth. Because black women are so unprotected in and out of our communities, I could fully understand why some black women do not like seeing us depicted in this way as kind of like the mascots for this movement when we ourselves are not protected at all. And I get how irritating that can be, and I can definitely understand where a lot of these women are coming from with wanting the book cover to be changed. I do believe when it comes to spaces like this, it is very interesting. And like I said earlier, that black women, we have no place as partners to a lot of these men who are fighting for social justice and, abolishing the police, but we will always have a place on the front lines. Though I do agree that black women need to be more than just tools used in movements. We deserve more than just being picked when it's time to fight. I also don't believe, because there were people in the comments saying that it was wrong to use black women because black women need the police and we don't believe in abolishing the police. That is untrue. A lot of the people that I got, because again, I'm pretty young. So the abolishing police movement is something that I've only recently been aware of, and I've been aware of that because I've seen black women talking about it. So to say that black women don't believe in abolishing the police, that's complete bullshit. And also that black women need the police, especially dark-skinned black women, especially do not need the police. If you look at the statistics, dark-skinned black women are incarcerated for longer times than lighter-skinned black women. These are things we know. So I don't believe this weird narrative that the people on Instagram were trying to push that black women need the police. No, we don't. If there's a group of people that don't need the police, it is us. I don't understand why you think that. Again, the treatment of darker skinned black women is not a joke. The police don't treat us any better because we are women. Because we are black women, we don't get the same privilege of being women. Let's not play this dumb game where it's oh, the cops see us different from black men. No, they don't. Again, especially when it comes to darker skinned black women, we're all the same to them. Because I do believe in this situation, like many situations, there are multiple truths. Because again, it is very weird that men in this space, partners are usually not black women, are not fully black women. But when it's time to bring, validity to their causes, when it's time to show that they're really about it, that is when they engage with black women, and that does in itself feel very work mule-ish. I'm not even gonna hold you, it does. But I do find it very remiss to kind of erase dark-skinned women out of this narrative, because when you think about it, a lot of the figureheads in a lot of these movements are not just black women, but dark-skinned black women, because of the unique place that dark-skinned black women have of not only being black, but being a woman and being dark-skinned. That in itself, that hits a lot of points, all right? That section of being a woman hits a lot for you. Right? So I feel to act and kind of erase a lot of the work that dark-skinned black women have done in these movements. Because again, a lot of the shit that has happened, a lot of the shit that's been done is because of dark-skinned black women in particular. So to act like we shouldn't be used, that also doesn't feel right, because that is complete erasure of everything that dark-skinned women have done. All the black women, from Harriet Tubman all the way down, who've done so much for black liberation. Because again, when you are a black woman and a dark-skinned black woman, your experience at the bottom makes you want to create change and do better. And I do think it would be weird to see a figurehead of the movement be a biracial woman and be a white woman like his mother when they don't do anything. But it's also very true that these men don't deal with dark-skinned women unless they need us. It's a very tricky place to be, trying to kind of get the middle ground in this situation. And a lot of this does stem from the fact that we do not have a lot of representation when it comes to dark-skinned black women. And if we did have more of that representation, I think a lot more people would not have seen an issue with this. But because seeing visibly dark-skinned women is so it barely happens, that when we do see it, dark-skinned women are very protective of this image because we don't have a lot of chances to show it. So I do understand the need to not want this movement to be about the group of people that needs the most protection and shouldn't really be on the front lines when you think of it. But it's the truth. We dark-skinned black women and dark-skinned black women run a lot of this shit. These ships would sink without black women, and again, especially without dark-skinned black women. 2 months ago, I made this video called Black Women versus Femininity, and I do feel like this situation kind of ties back into that video, because I feel like the undercurrent of this situation is black women wanting to be perceived as feminine, and I want my fellow sisters to release themselves from the shackles of femininity politics, because I'm trying to be very nice about this, because I feel like some black women don't think they're feminine when they really are, and I feel like you have to also understand that it truthfully and honestly does not matter what you do as a black woman. If someone decides to view you as non-feminine, there is nothing you can do about it. It doesn't matter how much pink you wear, how many frilly clothes you wear, how soft you speak, how you refuse to stand up for yourself. There will be nothing, do you hear me, nothing you can do to make someone who does not believe you are feminine to view you as feminine. And I think this is what this situation is low-key seeped in, is this fear of not being viewed as feminine. And I think it is time that my sisters fully understand that there is truly nothing we can do. There just simply isn't, especially for darker-skinned black women, because of the whole Mammy archetype. I also have a video about that too. Links down in the description back below with my femininity video. But again, because of slavery, because of segregation, because of antebellum, because of all of that, it's nearly impossible for you to be feminine enough. It is never going to matter. So why stress yourselves out? Why do cartwheels and backflips trying to prove something that is not meant for us? Western femininity is not meant for black women. It was literally created to keep us out. And also, I don't really understand why you need to be a person that doesn't want you in the first place. But again, I get assimilation. But again, this was made to exclude you and I. We're never going to fit into Western beauty standards as long as we are still black, especially we are still dark-skinned black women. So let's just let it go. Let's move past it, because this is what a big portion of this is black women's fear of not being viewed as feminine, because being a front of social movements is perceived as masculine. But here's the thing. A lot of us are in the front of these movements. A lot of us are fighting, and there's nothing wrong with that, nor is there anything masculine about believing you deserve equal rights. I think it's time we just let go of that. And we can't move forward if we're still stuck on wanting to fit into the European standard of beauty, wanting to feel pretty based on what white people think is pretty. We have to let that go. And let go of the men that also feed into that. And let go of men who are pro-black in public, but at home their wife is white. Or she's like mixed race. We simply gotta let it go. We have to stop letting it stress us out. But as well, I do agree that Colin Kaepernick is very shiesty for this. Because again, your outward politics does not reflect what's happening at home. And men like him, not just him, let's be fair. A lot of men in the same position of him also are not married to black women, but use us when they need it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I wasn't gonna do a super long video. I should have been left my house. So I have to go do something. But I really wanted to kind of get this off my chest because I had seen the poster, not the poster, but the cover art, and I was feeling some type of way. I'm not gonna hold you. And then I read some of the comments, and I saw where some people were coming from, and then other people, their comments were in the wrong way. So it's a situation where I feel like everyone is right and wrong in specific ways, some more so than others. But like, what are your guys' opinions on this whole situation? Do you think having dark-skinned black women on the cover really isn't a problem, or do you see the issue with it? Again, I will have links to the 2 videos that I referenced in this video because I feel like those 2 videos are a good building block for this one. So if you have not seen them, I think that kind of adds a little bit more context as well as I go into more in depth on those topics. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.